it was a very good experience. In fact, it was the launching pad to joining the university as a full-time lecturer in electronics. It was the time when the engineering degrees were going through a number of changes. It was the time when the worker student scheme was in operation. Those of you who do not know what the worker student scheme used to be, it was a scheme whereby the students used to do 6 months at university and 6 months in industry. So we had a practical 12-month academic year, not like today, because we had the group coming in for 6 months, doing the examinations and then going to industry, and then the other group coming back from industry and doing their own 6 months. So things were a lot different than what they are today. In fact, there was this opportunity that one of the lecturers in electronics left the university, and I was offered the job of full-time lecturing in electronics. I had what obviously gave me the advantage was this experience with Delta, my hands-on experience in electronics, and the opportunity I got to meet intelligent people, people who can understand and appreciate what you are telling them, can evaluate what you are telling them. And in fact, I spent from 1982 to 89 as a full-time lecturer in electronics. Then again, it was an opportunity that was presented to me that we had a Czech lecturer in power electronics, and he was not given a renewal of his contract. And again, I was offered the possibility of lecturing in power electronics, and I took this at very short notice. In fact, I was only given about 1.5 months to prepare all the material to begin with lecturing to the students. But I took this challenge, and in fact, it was one of the subjects that I really liked to lecture in. It was again the beginning of the computer as we know it today. It was when CPUs were in their infancy. I remember going to Intel, learning about the 881, which was the first 4-bit and 8-bit CPU, which by today's standards it seems so long ago, although it actually isn't. And then in 1989, I decided to proceed forward with my career. It was a difficult decision, moving out from something very, very reliable, from a place where you have a guaranteed salary, to something that was in a complete unknown. Fortunately, my family had this experience before. My father used to work for the British services, and then in the early 1960s, when the British forces were running down their operations in Malta, he decided to move out. He opened up a shop as a confectioner in Valletta, and it was an experience again for me and my brother that we were not only urged to study and move on in our studies, but we were expected to help with the father's shop. In fact, my first experience in engineering was doing very, very primitive automation of some of the machines that my father used to work with. And on Saturdays, for example, from about 6 o'clock in the morning, we used to go with my father to his shop, and after doing the work, I used to clean up, washing up pots and floor and ovens, so which had nothing to do really with the engineering that was interest that was becoming more and more interested. I was becoming more interested in. But it was a good training. One of the concepts that I still believe in is the fact that engineers should be more hands-on. I don't believe that engineers should be the pen and desk type of engineers. Throughout my career, I was very interested in not only teaching, not only telling others what to do, but I try to experience even jobs that we think that should not be done by us. In fact, unfortunately, one of the messages that sometimes you get from university is that there are some jobs that are done by engineers, there are some jobs which are not done by engineers, which are not to our grade. I'm not telling you to do jobs which are not engineering jobs, but you should be able to instruct someone, to tell someone, not theoretically how things should be done, but in actual fact, if you cannot do it, I will show you how to do it. And this is how you can get not due recognition because of your position, but because you get recognition because your subordinates will know that whatever you're instructing them to do, you can do better. And this is one of the things that I always kept in my professional career, that even in jobs that are not normally done by engineers, but I strongly believe that we should experience it all. We should try our hands. If it is welding, try it out. If it is doing some plumbing, try it out. If it is doing some wiring, try it out. If it is doing soldering of components on a printed circuit boards, try it out. If you haven't experienced it, you cannot tell firsthand your colleagues, your subordinates, what the experience will be when they try out something. So this is one of the things I would like to urge you to do in your careers. When someone looks at a successful entrepreneur, businessman, engineer, one would like to see what were the opportunities, what were the circumstances that led this particular gentleman or lady